Grab your notebook and your pen because I'm about to spill the tea. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I still can't figure out if I want a flipping middle part in or a side part. We're gonna go side. I've received so many questions about how I got into my job in London real estate. So I thought I would make this video and I thought it would help a lot of people out, especially because when I was starting in the industry or even when I was in uni trying to find my foot in, there was not that many creators that were very transparent about the industry or even put you on game about how they actually got to where they are. I found it especially hard to find a lot of black young women who were in the industry, and I feel like it's always nice to see other black girls in the field that you yourself want to be in. But if you're interested in finding out how I got into the real estate industry and how you can too, then stay tuned. I'm going to give you a breakdown of exactly what I did to get where I am today, as well as a little LinkedIn masterclass right at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get into the first question. Might as well get comfy. The first question is, what made you get into real estate? And to be honest, it was multiple things. Like, I'm sure, like I said, we've all seen Selling Sunset where they're selling these beautiful houses, like 6-figure commissions. Like, I'm sure after watching Selling Sunset, we all wanted to be agents. But to be honest, like, it was in second year of uni, I was kind of weighing out my options. Real estate's kind of been passively ingrained in me anyway. Like, my dad's in property. It would take me to like his inspections and viewings and stuff when I was younger. Because of that, I probably passively know a lot more about the industry than I think I do. So I was kind of just weighing up like what my qualities are, what my interests are, my strengths, and seeing how that could apply to different jobs. And I feel like a lot of my interests and strengths and qualities were kind of aligning with the real estate industry. So I thought, you know what, like it makes sense, especially because I feel like I'm someone that gets bored quite easily. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So I need a job that's quite like fast paced. The days aren't always just the same. Like, I could not just sit at an office desk and type. I need more than that, and I feel like real estate kind of offers that little bit more that I'm after, especially because prior to this job I used to run my own business. You're a real one if you know about Liv's Hair HQ. You've been here through it all. But yeah, I ran a hair business doing braids from just before first year, so like 3-4 years. And because I'm used to running my own business, I'm used to hustle. Like, real estate is very much like a hustle kind of job. So yeah, in short, the more I thought about myself and what I like and what I need out of a job, real estate made the most sense. Number 2, what GCSEs and A-levels did I do? What grades did I get? And does your subject choice matter? Right, I got this question quite a lot, to be fair, but let me just run through like what I did and then get into, does subjects really matter? Because I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about that. I've not thought about GCSEs in years. Gosh, wow. Am I actually old? So I did all the standard ones. English, Lit and Language, I got a 9 in both of those. Combined Science, got a 9 in those. Geography, got an 8. French, got an 8. Art, got a 9. Maths and History, 7. And then A-levels, I did Psychology, Sociology and Art, and I got A star, B. Do I think subject choice is important? No. My teacher at the time always said, like, do what you enjoy, and I think that's the best advice. And people that have asked me that same question, I've literally said the exact same thing. I'll be real, like, GCSEs and A-levels don't matter. Even I have a degree, it's not relevant to my field. Like, they don't care. It's more so just showing that you can complete education and that you can pass everything. I feel like real estate really emphasizes more your transferable skills as opposed to the qualifications that you have. I feel like that kind of leads into my next question as well. Do you have to go to uni to become an estate agent, or can you do an apprenticeship? And which is better, and which did you do? Right, a lot to unpack there. Do you have to go to uni? Absolutely not. I went to uni and I did psychology. I have a high class degree in psychology. I don't need it for my job. If I knew what I was going to when I was like 17, 18, I would have done an apprenticeship, 100%, because then you can learn and earn at the same time. But yeah, I don't think uni is completely necessary. I just wanted to get a degree. I'll be so real with you, it's an ego thing. I wanted a degree. I wouldn't say there's one better than the other, to be honest, because obviously I've not done an apprenticeship, so I can't really speak on that too much. I think they both have their positives and negatives, obviously. What are the key skills you need to be an estate agent? Like I said, transferable skills are what make you attractive to an employer. So like, even when I was doing interviews for my job, my now CEO was like, oh, why did you do psychology and now you want to be here? Like, what's the link? So obviously I had to like kind of chat my way, just waffle my way around it, because I was just like, you know, psychology is everything. I'm really good with people. Have very good interpersonal skills. I can, not to sound cliche, like I can't like read people in like the cliche way, but I can pick up on cues very, very quickly. And I think that's useful in the real estate field because it's a sales job. You're selling to people. You need to be able to have that kind of quick, sharp thinking, pick up on everything, like, and know how to respond accurately. After that little mini explanation, I kind of drifted and was like, well, you know, I think uni taught me a lot more than just my actual degree. It taught me determination, resilience. All these are buzzwords that I swear employers will look at on your CV. I think you need resilience and thick skin. Like me, I've been in sports like all my life. I did swimming for 9 years, then I did gymnastics for like 4 or 5 years. And then after that I went to dance school, graduated from dance school alongside like regular school and sixth form. These are all sports that are quite rigorous. You need to be driven, hungry, motivated, be able to take criticism and spin it to your advantage. And I feel like because I have those qualities, these are things that I would then emphasize in interviews. So I say reflect on your life. That sounds so deep. But reflect on your life and think what skills have I learned from my life and how can these be applied? Even when I had my hair business, that's admin skills, that's social media, that's marketing, that's sales, that's organization, that's time management. All of these are key skills, are transferable to being an estate agent. I had clients across 2 cities, both in Birmingham and London. And now in my job, I work across 2 branches. You see how even my transferable skills transferred into my real job. I mean, I don't know if that's just like a coincidence. It might be, but you get my point. So you need to be confident, or at least be able to come across confident. Like me, I'm quite a shy person unless I'm like cool with you, but I can speak with chest if I need to, and I can speak confidently and act like I know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're able to do that, you're good. Be very personable, chatty, know how to build a rapport with people, because literally 90% of this job is just chatting. It's just pure convo. Like this job is convo. Ideally some experience in sales, be able to deal with high pressure situations. Again, that's where like my sports experience comes in. So it's a very fast paced, quite stressful environment at sometimes. Like at peak times it's very stressful, so you need to deal with that. What were the beginning steps and how did you get started? First and foremost, decide what sector of real estate you want to go into. There's so much, like letting, sales, development, management, surveyors, brokers, like there's so much. So I feel like do your research on each of these kind of sectors, narrow down what you want to ideally explore. So for me, I was most interested in lettings and sales. And then after I made a LinkedIn page and I began to reach out to people and have conversations with people, build rapport, build connections. And I kind of started to get opportunities through those connections that I made. But also, like I said, stick to the end of the video because I'm going to go into more depth about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Then I would message people who were either based in London or Birmingham, because like I said, that's where I was at the time, who were in the sectors of my interest, so sales and lettings, and just kind of like chat to them, try and get to know what their days are like, what the job's like, ask for advice, how they got work experience, how their journey. I literally can't tell you how many people I spoke to. Like, say if I messaged like 30 people, maybe like 12 of them responded, 7 of them were useful, and then only like 3 of them actually provided me actionable advice. And then out of that, only 1 of them to this day is still a connection. Message as many people as you can, and don't be scared to message a lot of people, because like I said, respectfully, they're probably going to air you for a while, and that was my experience anyway. And I just made sure that I nurtured those connections. I tailored my things very specific to him and his job, so it made it seem like I've done my research. I made sure I told him about myself so he knew what kind of person I was. Then lo and behold, a few months later, he actually offered me to shadow him in the summertime. Unfortunately, that didn't go ahead because he actually relocated back to Dubai to go back to his old company. And he kind of passively said, like, if you're ever in Dubai, like, shout me, basically. I'll hook you up. A year later, for 21st, I was in Dubai. He set me up with a meeting with the recruitment team. So I'm in Dubai at one of the top firms in a meeting. Talking to people is everything. Build your connections. That same guy also got me an interview for another company in Dubai. I then started connecting with other Dubai recruiters. I went to a networking event for a Dubai company, and I actually got offered a job off the back of going to a networking event. After I got that job offer for Dubai, I thought about taking it, and I decided not to. If you want to know why I didn't take it, I can probably make a separate video about that on TikTok, but I definitely want to go to Dubai to work at some point. I just think right now it's best to get all the experience I can in the UK before I go out there. So yeah, I was still in uni when that happened, finished uni, got my degree, and then literally I didn't even plan to start applying for jobs until like September. I think this was maybe like beginning of August. I applied for like 4 jobs, got interviews at 3 of them, got a second interview at 2, and then got my first choice one as the offer. That's pretty much my journey in a nutshell. How do I gain experience in the industry? What did you do for work experience? I've not had any formal work experience at all. Like I said, I worked in retail, then I ran my hair business, then I was supposed to shadow the connection that I made on LinkedIn. Didn't happen. Graduated, chilled, got my full-time job. So I don't think work experience is completely necessary, but I think it's obviously ideal. I really wanted work experience, but I just couldn't. My schedule just didn't really allow it. And I think if you don't have work experience, the best thing to do is, like I said, really hone in on your transferable skills. Other things that you can do is probably just cold call real estate agencies, like your local estate agencies, or go into their office or request their HR email them. Tell them about yourself, what you're doing currently, where you want to be. If they've got any Saturday job positions, even my company, we have a Saturday team, so a Saturday office person and a Saturday viewings person. They work for 6 hours a day. Doing a Saturday job would be the perfect way to get into it. Like if I'd have known about that as a concept, I would have done that. What does a typical day in your life look like? So I come in about 8:30, 8:45. Then we'll have like a morning meeting, like myself, my colleagues, manager, talk about what we got planned for the day. Then I'll start answering all my emails that probably have come through like in the night time. That sometimes takes like an hour or two. It just depends. So like answering emails can include like chasing inquiries that have come in through like Rightmove and Zoopla. Let me just let you know from now. The phone is always ringing. You will never finish a task in its entirety, like at peace. Like I feel like right now it's kind of a quiet tenant market, a quieter market in general. But in September, the phone was non-stop ringing. I'll be halfway through one task, another person calls, then I've got another task, add it to the list, and then someone else calls. You need to multitask. I should have said that earlier as well, actually. Multitasking between answering phone calls, booking in viewings, taking inquiries, registering clients, that kind of stuff. Then from kind of like midday onwards, I'll be doing viewings. It also just depends on like what's going on. And then I will chase up any viewings that I've done from the day before. So I'll say if I've shown someone a property the day before, I'll call them, be like, hi, just checking in like for feedback about how you found the property, would you like to make an offer? I would have sent them an offer form from the night before anyway, just so they can have it. If they sent an offer to me, great, I send that over, we cross our fingers, hope for the best. Landlord or vendor care, so that's where you kind of speak with the vendor or the landlord of the property, update them about the activity on the property, what's been going on, so they're still in the loop. I often just like check the market, that's like checking Rightmove, seeing what's going on, what property's been listed. Like it's your job to kind of know constantly what's going on, so I kind of just dedicate like a 20 minutes a day checking what properties are going on in my local area, how much they're going on for, just so we can kind of see the comparables, so we kind of know what we're working up against. And it also helps with canvassing. So canvassing is literally just putting leaflets through doors, but when I canvass, I do it targeted. So I target specific houses I know are on the market of other agents, and I'll put our leaflet through the door, basically saying, come join us, let us list your property and we'll get it done quicker. Other filler things I might do is taking photos for properties. Other than that, you're pretty much just on the phone. What are the most common misconceptions about being an agent? That it's all glitz and glam and that it's easy. You just show somebody a house and they say, oh, I want it. And then someone else does the paperwork. You do everything. You register them, you book the viewing, you show them property, you take their offer. You have to then qualify their offer. Then you do all the paperwork, all the referencing yourself, all the terms and conditions. There's so much that you don't kind of think about. But like a lot of people say, like most people don't last like more than a couple months in the industry because it's so intense. Like even me on my first week, it was the most intense week. And after my first difficult client, I was like, I called my boyfriend, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And my problem is, it's like, how do I phrase this sensitively? I don't deal well with like individuals that may lack common sense. It really like irritates me, but it's just the reality of the job. You're gonna interact with so many people. There's bound to be like miscommunications, misunderstandings, and like irritating situations. It's just one of them ones. But the first day that happened, I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And the thing is, you're on the phone all day. Like me, I don't like talking in the morning. I'm not a morning person at all. This job said you will talk at 8:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. and that's just it. And that's just what I have to do. It's a very much like an ongoing job. You're always having to learn and educate yourself about new things that are happening, whether that's the market or like new like legislations that are coming out. You always kind of have to be up to date. I mean, that keeps it interesting, but that also means that your job's never fully done. What skills do you feel you have learned since being an estate agent? How would you apply them? So problem solving, 100%. There's so many problems I've encountered that I wouldn't even know how to navigate, but now I do. I've also learned just how rentals and sales work. So I'm personally working in the lettings department, but obviously, so I know very much intimately now how the lettings process works. If I wanted to rent in the future, I know exactly what the right procedures are. So similar with sales, I hear about it very passively, so I kind of know the process. I think it's just very good life skills to know. They don't teach this in school. They should, but they just don't. Emotional regulation. Like I said, it can be 9 a.m, you're tired, you're sleep deprived, and you've got somebody on the phone complaining about something. You have to just deal with it. Like, normally that would just like irritate me immediately. And don't get me wrong, like it still does, like deep down, but you learn to repress it and just like get on with the day. There's no point sitting there being mad about it, just waste time. What are the biggest challenges about working in London real estate? It's physically and mentally exhausting. I kind of touched on this already, but it's a very much like a fast-paced job, especially if you've got to work a Saturday as well. You're doing a 6-day week, you've got 1 day off, and then you're back again. So I feel like it's very easy to burn out with this job. And that concludes the Q&A section. If you made it this far, I'm assuming you want to know exactly how I optimized my LinkedIn to make meaningful connections. So let's delve into that a little bit more. Welcome to LinkedIn, the basics. So I'm just going to quickly run through how to leverage your LinkedIn and optimize your profile to bring in those connections. First things first, you need a professional photo or a nice clean photo that shows a nice headshot of your face. Then you need a detailed description, summary about yourself, just a bit about you, your position, what you're looking for, whether that's you're open to experience, open to work, your skill set, your interests. All these things are useful, and employers and recruiters will probably look at your summary just to kind of gauge what you're about to see if they should mess you or not. You need to begin to connect and follow other people on the sites. I think this is where knowing the sector you want to go into really helps, because then you can really fine-tune your search and connect with people that are relevant to you. Even if you've got a company in mind, go through their employee list and kind of just go from there. So once you found the people you'd like to connect with, reach out, message them. So often when you try to connect with someone, it will come up with a little notification on the screen asking you to add a note, an optional note. Always add the note. Make sure it's personal. Make sure you've read up about the person you're messaging. Make sure you nurture the connections that you form. Like I said, the reason why I got opportunities off the back of my LinkedIn connections is because I nurtured them. You don't have to be messaging them all the time. Like, respectfully, they're not your friends, but when they post something that's relevant, you know, you can comment or you can ask them about it, or nurture it in a professional way so that you stay in their mind. Oh, Happy New Year. It was great connecting with you. Hopefully we get to work together in the future. Done. Simple. 1 line, 2 seconds of your day. And now you stand out compared to all the other people that are messaging them. Posting content. Now, I don't even know if I can really give advice about this because I don't post on my LinkedIn. I haven't posted in months. I post at my graduation, I post when I got my job, and then that's it. But I think, you know, treat LinkedIn as the Instagram or TikTok of the professional world. I think, like I said, being personable on LinkedIn is what gets you far and will help you to build your connections up. And lastly, I would say a top tip is on LinkedIn, you can add in a skills section. Look at some jobs and see what skills they're looking for on Indeed and LinkedIn, and add those skills into your skill box on LinkedIn. So make sure your skill set that you list on your profile matches the skill set that's required for the jobs, to know it shows that there's some sort of like transferability there and that you could be a good candidate. And that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If there's any questions that I didn't answer or that you now have, just put them in the comments and I'll get back to them, or make some TikTok videos responding to them if you want a more in-depth answer. I hope this kind of gave you some clarity about the industry and kind of the realities of working in the industry. Let me know what other real estate related videos that you'd like me to film, and I will get on that for you guys. But like I said, thank you for watching and see you next time.